Hey, it's James here from NeuralNet Games, and this is my item discussion series number 4. Today, we're talking about the chest slot at Prosperity 1. The chest slot may be the most competitive slot at Prosperity 1. Ha, kidding. That's the small item slot. Is that competitive though when the stamina potion is so much better than everything else? I don't know what I'm talking about here. Anyways, there's some good stuff here and there's some really bad stuff. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about how these items interact with starting characters and just in general, how they function. Are they good? Are they not good? Okay, let's get started. First, let's talk about leather armor. The cost! The cost! Why is it 20 gold? It makes no sense. It should be 10? 0? I don't know. It should be 10 gold. It really should. At least then it would have a chance against anything else. To me, the leather armor is the worst item at Prosperity 1. It's just the worst item. It's not good enough. Let me explain why. And first, let's compare it to the heater shield. The heater shield, you tap it. I used to play Magic. You tap it, you spend it, you get 1 shield. Every time. This, you muddle a monster. Sometimes a muddle does nothing. Sometimes it's better than 1 shield. Sometimes monsters are muddled. And so it's functionally worse than just giving a predictable 1 shield every time. So it's not even as good as the heater shield. And the heater shield only takes up 1 hand slot. It essentially takes up half of a slot, where leather armor takes up a full slot. It's just not even close. Never wear this armor. Right. Who is this for? Next, we have hide armor. And it's 10 gold! Like it should be. And it's substantially better than leather armor. Doesn't make sense. Hide armor should not be better than leather armor. Every single fantasy game I've ever played, hide armor is pretty much worse than leather armor. I can't think of a single example. Anyways, hide armor is everything that leather should be. It can mitigate, a decent amount of damage over a scenario. Yes, it puts 2 -1s in your attack modifier deck. However, there are classes like the Brute and the Cragheart that can mitigate by using their perk to, ignore negative item effects. So it won't even bug you. And you think, well, it should have more charges. Nope, no it shouldn't. It's a Prosperity 1 item, first of all. Next, 2 is not always better than 4 because of how the long resting rules work. 2 is actually close to as good as 4, and in some cases better, because think of it this way. If you use 3 charges out of 4 and you long rest, you don't get it back. Okay? You've used 3 charges. With hide armor, you use 2, you long rest, you get 2 charges back. It's actually better in some ways because you have to spend all of your charges for it to be refreshed on a long rest. Hide armor is good until Prosperity 3, where it starts to run out of a little bit of steam, although it's a very low cost chest slot. So if you're looking for some armor and you don't have a bunch of money, like at max rep, you can sell this back basically for the same price. Like it costs you nothing. You're essentially renting it. And if you even have a little bit of rep, you mitigate some of that cost, it only costs you a few gold. So it can be a pretty decent stopgap maneuver. It's best clearly for the Brute and for the Cragheart. It's not for the Mind Thief. I know people sometimes when they're playing the Mind Thief early on, they're like, I'm squishy, I need to armor up. Not really the case most of the time. What you want to do with the Mind Thief is you want to, use your good high initiative and your good low initiative to kind of dart in and out and use some of your crowd control, your stun, your bottom stun. I can't remember the name just at this very second, but you can do a lot of stuff to kind of mitigate damage and make sure you don't get hit. Not mitigate damage. You can stop monsters from hitting you. There's no mitigation. You mostly don't want to use armor with the Mind Thief. You don't want to put those -1s, especially for the hide armor. The -1s in your deck really cause some problems. Just wanted to let everybody know I've got a Patreon. I've got tons of exclusive benefits there. Come and play games with me on Tabletop Simulator and do a bunch of other fun stuff. I'm really excited about it. And if you're looking for a way to support the channel, that's the way to do it. Also, I've got a Twitter account. I'm going to be busting out some sweet board game news on that. Make sure, check that out. Both those links are in the pinned comment. Follow me on Twitter. Hardly anyone is following me. I think I have literally 1 follower right now. Save me. The Cloak of Invisibility. We get to the real good stuff. Although I did kind of really talk well about hide armor. Maybe better than I thought I was going to before this video. Anyways, the Cloak of Invisibility is amazing. Don't forget, invisibility, you can block doorways, you can stop melee monsters from finding a focus, you can just mess with AI big time that way. You can act as an invisible pillar. And remember, if you go early and go invisible, and then you go really late the next round, functionally you get 2 rounds of invisibility. Can be very handy for you. It's just a great overall item. It lasts forever too. This item in the chest slot can go all the way through the game, max level characters, everything. There's a ton of usage for it. It never runs out of steam. If you buy it for the right class, you can use it the entire time and never ever have to buy another chest slot item again. It works really well for being a greedy SOB as well. And using something like, I used to use a Spellweaver, and it's Ride the Wind, I believe. I've got it written down. Yes, Ride the Wind. Use Ride the Wind. It's move 8, right? You just grease in there, you snipe a treasure chest when nobody thinks you can get it, and then you go invisible so that you don't get completely murdered by all the monsters that are sitting there. It's guaranteed to annoy your friends, so you should do it if you like doing that. And then the next is the Mind Thief. Combos really well with Into the Night for some serious invisibility, even at level 1, right? You can go invisible for pretty much 4 turns. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I've used it to get out of quite a few jams. Playing on Gloomhaven Digital, there's a lot of rooms where you've just got to kill a ton of monsters. And sometimes it's pretty close. I play on insane difficulty, and I'm pretty close to dying, especially when, playing with lower level classes. Insane is actually hard when you're playing with, low level classes and you don't have, a bunch of good prosperity items and you have no enhancements or anything. So anyways, it can save you because you have to last that last round after you kill the last monster. And sometimes you kill, it says kill 5 monsters. You kill your 5th monster, but then there's 10 monsters in the room still, and you've got to last the rest of that turn. I have used invisibility, especially with the Mind Thief. There's one particular scenario in Gloomhaven Digital that you pretty much have to do it like that. So don't feel like you're cheesing it. Invisibility, yes, it's overpowered. That's why the Cloak of Invisibility is one of the best items at Prosperity 1. And it's definitely the best chest slot item. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video, and a special thank you to my subscribers and my patrons. I wouldn't be here without you.